Hey guys, it's Farhan, the car man, here at Addison on Erin Mills in Mississauga. It's a super sunny day in the middle of February today. I had to take off my transition lenses so I could see these coins properly. So I'm using a Canadian nickel today, and what we're going to be using it for is to check tire depth. So over the weekend I had a deal going, and the customers were kind of concerned about the tire depth of their car. It was a used vehicle, so I wanted to compare a new vehicle, and this is our new vehicle lots over here, Cruise and Malibu and whatnot, to some of our older vehicles back there, and I just wanted to compare the tire depth. Usually when we give a car over here, we have a safety standard by MTO as well as us here at Addison, and we like to give reliable cars so no one has to go back to the shop 5-6 months later just to repair little things. You're paying a lot of money, you should get something that's worth it. So this is, even if you're in the States, just use your kind of nickel, use Lincoln's head. I'm going to be using Queen Elizabeth's hair. Let me just bring this into focus so you can see kind of where there's straight here and where her curly hair starts. Is that better? Yeah, so we're going to be using the straight part of her hair. We're going to put her upside down into these cars. So today's, I guess, one of the demonstrators is one of the demonstration models I'm going to be sticking this nickel into is this Cruise. It's a 2018 Cruise. These tires were used on a test drive, as I can tell, but it shouldn't affect this too much. Again, there's probably only like 10-15 kilometers on it. As you can see, the outer side of the tire covers up the straight part of her hair, and then we get into the curls and we get further into the curls. Hopefully everyone can see that. Another indication is these designs over here. You can see little imperfections from the factory. You can see these little designer lines, and you can see this uniform line that comes from I guess Goodyear. Another indication are these little knobs. So this is on the outer side. Nothing much will happen to this, maybe in snow, maybe if it comes close to a curb, but these knobs here are a very good indication of how much of the car has been used and if it's new or not. You can see, trying to bring this into focus, and here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this to one of our used cars that we have, and it's actually going to be the customer's car that they were kind of concerned about. Alrighty, so this time we're going to be looking at the customer's car, and this is a 2014 Chevrolet Cruze. It has about 80,000 kilometers on it, and I had to put back the glasses. The sun was kind of piercing my eyes. So this time we're going to use the same nickel, same method, and we're going to look for how deep it goes into the tire, as well as the knobs on the outside and the design imperfections, if there are any on the outside, because those imperfections actually tell us a lot about the car, how much it's been used. As soon as they become uniform with the tire, we know that it's been used quite a bit, that there's been enough times that it's hit the road or hit the side of the curb, or it's been used either in snow, either on gravel, anything like that. So I'm just gonna flip the camera around. We're gonna go here and we're gonna flip around Elizabeth's head, and right there from the outside I can see that it has the outer knobs right here, and they're pretty uniform, as you can see, right? In addition, there's these knobs over here that usually tire manufacturers like to put on the outside of the vehicle. So you can see that these ones aren't as thick as these ones, and then there's still knobs on this part of the vehicle as well. One of the other things you want to look at is you want to go to each tire and make sure that they're uniformly used, right? You don't want the back tires to be used more than the front tires. You just want a basically uniform car so you can change all 4 tires at once. That's more of a personal preference too, right? If you don't mind switching 2 tires instead of 4 at once, that's up to you. So again, I'm gonna just put this here and we're gonna roll it. See, her straight part of her hair is covered. Straight part of her hair is covered, and we get into the curls over here, right? So judging by that, this is a relatively new tire. Next, I'm gonna try and find a car that we got as a trade, and we're probably gonna send to the car heaven, I guess you could call it, and we're gonna look into the tire of that one. I'll probably have rough idea of the amount of kilometers that were on that one just by the window sticker. But another important thing is that, so these measurements were kind of on 16-inch tires, right? So we're going to try and find a 16-inch tire as well, just to keep the measurements the same. I believe truck treads are a little bit deeper as well, and I have made a video in the past with the snow tire prep package that had some better wheels, some better tires, that I could actually stick my entire finger into the tread. So I found some shade. It is getting cold. You can probably tell by my Rudolph red nose. So we found a Chevrolet Uplander over here, and this is actually a very heavily used vehicle. I think it's at 300,000 kilometers now. I'm gonna stick this nickel and we'll see how much it goes in. And obviously I already know by judging by the tire from the outside that it's been used quite a bit, but I'll show you guys some indications as well. And this is something to look out for when you're buying a new vehicle, right? You know, the price might be great, but you have to take into account how much would it cost me to change all 4 tires. So you can see just in the middle of the tire, it barely reaches her head. And we can see in the outer parts of the tire, it does not. And it does not. Some telltale signs as well that these are not new tires. You can obviously tell by the knobs not being there, the design kind of becoming more uniform. The outer knobs aren't even here, so you can tell there was a little bit of weathering and whatnot. And you know, just little imperfections, like little uniformities, I should say, actually, within the treads themselves. The outer designs have gone. The bars are actually showing that these need to be changed a little bit. So some manufacturers actually show when the tires need to be changed, and those are actually great tires to have because they're easier to train your eyes to, rather than carrying around a nickel every inspection. But again, these are some used car tips you got to look out for when you're buying a car. Here at Addison, we like to change our tires before we give them to the customer because this can be a different expense for you. You know, these are only 16-inch tires that I've shown all 3 cars. Obviously, truck tires, they change. You might need a quarter for those. You might need a toonie for those. And maybe in the future, I'll make some videos, some reference videos on those as well. But I just wanted to show the difference between a new, certified pre-owned that we've put new tires on, and then a Chevy Uplander that needs to get some new tires. Alrighty, again, these are some good tips with Farhan the Car Man. We're located at 6600 Turner Valley Road in Mississauga, and again, the dealership's name is Addison on Erin Mills.